issue. We had a network issue. So I had to change my network. So I'm still on live talking about Range Rover. Range Rovers. We're talking about Range Rovers. So why I go live is so that you guys will have opportunity of asking me any question. Whether you are an engineer, a Range Rover mechanic, or you are a Range Rover lover, or you own a Range Rover. This is my platform. I make it in a way that even you, as the owner of the car, as the user, will have opportunity to learn some things about your car. Because sometimes we go to market and buy a car, but there are some basic things about the car that we may not know. So look at this vehicle here now. This is a Range Rover Evoque. Range Rover Evoque 2013 model. So there's something I'm going to teach you about this car. This Range Rover Evoque, you know, on a normal, when the engine, like, let me show you something. You see the gear. This is the gear knob. The gear knob is flushed in. If you find yourself in a case whereby maybe you have maybe your engine overheated and the vehicle is no longer starting, or you have a timing issue on your way, maybe a broken timing chain, that something happened to your car that your engine cannot start again and you want to tow the vehicle. You see this gear knob is always on park. You see the park light. I just switched on the ignition. The gear is always on park, and there's no way you can shift this gear unless you start the vehicle. Let me show you. If you start the vehicle now, this gear popped up. You see it? Because the engine is on. The gear flushed up. But once you off the car, the gear goes back inside. So what's going to happen when the engine is not starting? So how are you going to manage the situation? How are you going to manage the situation? Okay, I bought a Range Rover Sports L320 HSE 2007. Oh, my brother, congratulations. I hope you are not having any issues with the car. Any issue with the car? If you have any issue, just drop it on the comment section. Then I will now tell you what to do. So with my advice, if you send it to your mechanic, or if your mechanic, okay, you are having issue. What's the issue? Drop the issue here. Let me see. So, but as you are typing the issue, let's continue with what I'm teaching. So now, so yeah. Sorry for the break in transmission. I had little issue with my network. I have little issue with my network. Please share this, share, and connect more people, so more people will come on my live stream, so that I will continue my teaching. Share. So now, this thing I want to teach you now about this Range Rover Evoque. As I was saying, once the engine is not on, this gear knob will flush inside like this. And if you want to tow this vehicle, there's no way you can tow it without removing it from park. Because if you on the ignition now, now, this light shows that the vehicle is on park, and there's no way you can get it to neutral so that you can be able to tow the car. There's no way you can get it to neutral so you can tow the car unless you start the car. So I'm going to teach you how to pop this knob up so that you can shift it to neutral so that you will be able to tow the vehicle. You know, some people used to, you know what some people used to do? They will come over to the gear. Some people, see what they do. They will remove this air cleaner box, lose it from here. They will lose this 10 here. They will lose this 8 here. Remove this air cleaner box. Then there is this, you see this intelligence selector module. They will lose this selector module out. Remove the wire. When they lose it out, they will now see a lever under this selector module. They will use a gripping plier to hold it and shift it. The thing will now remove from park to neutral. Do you understand me? But I'm going to teach you the easy way to do that in the car without stressing yourself, passing through this long process. You understand me? So let me go inside the vehicle again and show you. This training is very, very important. If you have a Range Rover Evoque, you need to know this. If you are a mechanic that is working on Range Rover, you need to learn this. You understand me? So that if you have an issue with this vehicle and you want to shift the car from the position it is, you will apply this method so that this knob can pop up and you can now remove it from park to neutral. So let me show you the process. You have to on your ignition. You see, the ignition is on, but the engine is off. You see the gear knob? The gear knob is still inside. So for you to pop this gear knob up, the first thing you're going to do is, you see this, your brake pedal, you have to mount your foot on this brake pedal. You mount it and hold it like this. The next thing you have to do, you see this manual shift plus. It has a plus manual shift and minus manual shift here. So this plus manual shift, as you can see, the dashboard clock, the engine is not on. So this plus manual shift, as you are holding your foot on the brake pedal, you hold this manual shift. Hold it steady. Watch the gear knob for about 10 seconds. Just hold it like that. Just hold it like that. You see, the gear knob is up. The gear knob has popped up. And see, your engine is not on. See, your engine is not on. But the gear knob is up. So with this now, you can shift it to neutral for you to be able to tow the vehicle. The next thing you have to do is to remove it from parking brake. Disengage the parking brake. If you press it down, the parking brake is off. So with this like this, you can be able to tow the vehicle. The vehicle is free to roll. Now, you see the gear knob. It's up. You see that? So with this, you can tow the vehicle freely. So if you want to stop it again, you just put it on park. Then off. Oh, sorry, I was holding the brake. So you see that if you off the ignition, the gear knob will return back inside. So let me do it again. You on the ignition, hold your brake Your foot should be on your brake. Press and hold this manual shift plus. Press and hold it like this for some seconds. You see I'm holding it about 10 seconds. This knob will pop up. You see that? The knob is up. So you can now leave the brake and the plus this thing. So with this, if you hold the brake now, you can shift it to neutral. You can now remove the parking brake so that the vehicle can roll. I hope you get the point. So this is how to put this thing on neutral so that you can tow the car to workshop. So if you want to return it back, just put it on park. Yeah? So off the ignition. Now it goes back inside. Everything goes off. You see that? So it's very, very important. So this is one of the major challenges people are having with this car. They don't know how to put this car on neutral without starting the engine. So another issue I want to treat. This one is for the mechanics. This one is for the mechanics. You know this Range Rover Evoque, if you want to change the brake pad, the front one is normal process. The normal process of changing brake pad in every other vehicle. If you remove the tire, you lose the brake caliper, compress the piston, remove the pad, put the new one, and fit in the caliper back. The front one is normal, but coming to this, the back one is another process all through. This back brake pad, to change this pad is a very big work. Sometimes people prefer leaving the pad like that, and sometimes some mechanic will try to force the piston in. They will damage the piston, and the parking brake system, they will damage it. They will damage the parking brake actuator, thereby causing more problem just to change the rear brake pad. And you see this pad performs two functions. Number one function is the brake, and the second one is parking brake. All these two brake system works with this brake pad. So it has double system. It have a hydraulic line. That is where the brake fluid comes through. And another one, it has an actuator. Look at it under here. Let me show you. You see the brake actuator is there. The brake actuator is there. So this one is the hydraulic pipe, and brake actuator have electrical connection. The parking brake actuator, it has electrical connection. Look at the system there. So if you want to change this brake pad, the rear brake pad, it has a process of doing that. Sorry, my network is actually disturbing, but I've connected to a better network now. Sorry for the network failure. So as I was saying, if you want to change this rear brake pad, like I was saying before, my Range Rover low range is not entering when I press it. Okay. What I want you to do is, you know that low range and the high range is the transfer case. Transfer case. That is the auxiliary gear. Auxiliary low range is when you want to use the vehicle to climb hill. You can now put it on low range so that the torque the torque will multiply, but the vehicle will be moving on a low speed. But high range is normal one you can use. When you put it on high range, you can run on a straight road. Okay, it's showing transmission range change not available. Okay, what I need you to do is I want you to get a computer, scan the okay, the high range is moving smoothly. Okay, but the low range is not connecting. The possible cause, one of the major possible causes is that low range switch. You have to change that switch on the center of the gear selector. You have to change that thing because sometimes some of the buttons will fail, and mostly what normally damages that is water. If water drop on that thing and form moisture on that button, it will not connect again. You understand me? So what you are going to do, if you don't want to pass through bigger process, just get another switch. You don't need to program it. Just plug the switch. It's plug and play. Just plug the switch. Then you will now check. Probably it's the switch, because I've changed a couple of those switches in my workshop, So just change the switch first. If it's not working like that, then you use a computer, scan the transfer case for me. If you check this transfer case, then check the transmission for me. Then forward the report to my WhatsApp. Forward it to my WhatsApp. Then we will now continue from there. But as long as the high range is working, probably is the switch. That's a low range switch. You understand me? Okay, thank you very much. So now let me continue with the changing of rear brake pad of Range Rover Evoque. This rear brake pad is a very big problem. If you don't know how to change it, you are going to damage the brake actuator. So if you want to change it, first of all, you have to use computer to do that. You can't do that manually. You have to use computer. You have to connect computer to the OBD port of this vehicle. If you connect it, then next thing to do is you have to put it on service mode. Go to parking brake control module. Put it on service mode. Once you put it on service mode, that piston in the rear brake pad, brake caliper, the piston can easily move back so that you can put the new brake pad. Sorry, prominent TV. Okay, you say okay, transfer case control module. Two problems exist. P0903. Okay, clutch actuator. Okay. Circuit high high permanent. Okay, circuit high. Okay. Usual to lost communication with instrument cluster control module. Okay. That lost communication with instrument cluster is always a normal fault that nobody showed, but it's not the problem. The problem is that clutch actuator. The clutch actuator is the problem. There is an actuator on the transfer case. That actuator, I think it has about six wires. The actuator just like a wiper motor. That actuator is the problem, because that actuator is what is doing the selection. But the issue there is that if you change the actuator, you have to run calibration. You have to program it so that the position of that actuator will be registered. You understand me? But before you do that, the first thing to do, you have to bring an electrician to check the wires of that actuator. That actuator is located at the back of the transfer case. That is the auxiliary gear, the auxiliary under the vehicle. You will see actuator like a wiper motor. It has a socket. There are three components on that auxiliary. There's one solenoid there. Then there is a position switch, position switch, and that actuator, the clutch actuator. So that clutch actuator is the main mechanism that is shifting that low range and high range. But you have to get a electrician to trace the wires first to confirm the wires are okay. Then, if the wires are okay, you understand me? So just connect me on WhatsApp so that as we are doing it, you communicate me. My WhatsApp number is 080 3498 3653. I repeat, 080 3498 3653. Connect me on WhatsApp. If you are outside Nigeria, you have to remove that first zero and add +234 +234 80 3498 3653. So So, coming to changing of the rear brake pad of Range Rover Evoque 2012, 2013, 214, 215 model, you have to use your computer. Go to go to parking brake module, put it on service mode. Once you put it on service mode, the 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 parking brake actuator will release so that you can push the piston back and fit in the new pad. If not, if you don't do it like that way, you will end up breaking or damaging the parking brake actuator on the caliper. So without computer you cannot change the rear brake pad. There's no way you can change it without causing more problems to the vehicle. Just note that. But the front brake pad is so easy. It's normal, the same normal process like every other uh, vehicle. You understand me? So it's very very important. Just get that in mind. So I think I've I've delivered 2 lectures today about how to put this gear, the gear of Range Rover Evoque, to neutral, so that you can tow the vehicle when the engine is not starting. And second one is how to change the rear brake pad. How to change the rear brake pad. So thank you for following my live stream, and I'll still come back later to teach more, and I'll still be posting more videos. So make sure you on your notification button so that each time I go live or I post a new video, you will be notified, so that you have 1 or 2 things to learn on my channel. It's very very important. So thank you. Remain blessed. See you.